Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League, a movie just as surprised that even exists. So for those of you who don't know, Zack Snyder was set to direct the Justice League movie back in 2017 until his daughter tragically committed suicide and he had to step down from the project for grieving. And Joss Whedon took over the project and basically butchered it and made it this terrible movie that tried to emulate Marvel movies, but something I don't think Warner Brother realizes that DC isn't Marvel, you know? They have a different tone to it, which is good. I love the Marvel tone, but I don't want the DC to just copy it. I like when Zack Snyder does his own sort of tone and mood to it, which is exactly what this movie was. I wasn't a huge fan of the other DC movies before this. I thought Man of Steel was average, Wonder Woman was okay, Batman vs Superman was terrible, but I heard the director's cut of that was pretty good, so I might check that out someday. And I really didn't even bother seeing the other ones because I don't really care that much. I'm more of a Marvel fan. But I thought I might as well see this one because a lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people are giving it good reviews. It's a really highly anticipated movie, so I don't know. I thought you guys might want to hear my thoughts on it. So it's a 4 hour long movie, which means that it took me like 3 days to watch it because I'm kind of busy. I have work and stuff. So it kind of took me a while, but I liked it because it kind of felt like I was watching a TV show. It's a six episode miniseries basically, if you count each part as an episode. So let's get going. So thousands of years ago, the bad guy, Darkseid, and he has these like monarchs from the Venture Brothers, and they tried to conquer Earth using these mother boxes, which are basically like the Infinity Stones. They're the big MacGuffin of the DC universe. But their attempt at conquering has failed because the Olympians, the Amazonians, the people from Atlantis, sorry, the humans and the Green Lanterns all banded together to stop them. So the mother boxes were separated and hidden in different locations. One of them was in the ocean, one of them was with the Amazons, and one of them was with the humans. So that's basically what the prologue explained, which I think it did a really good job of explaining. I liked how you could just kind of jump into it without having necessarily watched all the other movies, but it still gives you a good idea of who the characters are, what the plot is, and what's going on, basically. Because it's been like 5 years since I've seen Batman vs Superman. Because I'm never gonna watch that movie again. Maybe the director's cut, who knows? But anyway, it kind of follows up from Superman's death in the end of Batman vs Superman, which triggers the Mother Box's reactivation. So Steppenwolf comes, who's one of Darkseid's servants, and he comes to the Earth, and he's actually a really cool villain. Like he's a really bad person, but he's trying to I don't know. He has a good arc of like trying to do good by his master, I guess. He tries to regain his honor, like Zuko from Avatar, but without the redemption arc. So he has to gather all the boxes to form the Infinity Stones or whatever, and he turn Earth into basically like another planet where he came from. So kind of like Star Trek 2. Like I don't know if anybody's ever seen The Wrath of Khan, but that's basically the plot of that. So Steppenwolf has a really cool battle scene with Robin Wright from Forrest Gump or Princess Bride or whatever you remember her from, and she was in Wonder Woman. She played her like mom or something, and yeah, they have like a really cool fight. But he kills one of Wonder Woman's friends or something, and it's portrayed as a really sad moment, which it kind of was. But I didn't really know the character that well, so I didn't really feel anything. Well, basically, the fight ends with Steppenwolf stealing one of the mother boxes, the one that the Amazonians have been looking over. And Robin Wright tells Diana about this, and she tells Bruce Wayne. So Batman and Wonder Woman start to like form a team, like the Justice League, the name of the movie, to protect Earth because Superman's dead, and you know, if Superman's dead, then Earth doesn't really stand a chance unless they all work together. So Bruce Wayne finds the Flash, and he finds Cyborg, and also Aquaman. Well, actually, no, no, no. Sorry, Wonder Woman found Aquaman. Wonder Woman found Cyborg. Bruce Wayne found Aquaman and the Flash. And I like this because they actually gave Cyborg a backstory and a character arc in this movie, just as they did with the Flash. Because, they didn't really get a solo movie like Aquaman or Wonder Woman did, so this movie did a really good job of establishing those characters. But anyway, Cyborg and Aquaman kind of refused to join at first because they're like, I don't know, I don't want to do it. It's kind of the arc of the movie. It's getting the team together. At least the first 3 hours of it is. But but Cyborg joins because his dad and a bunch of other Star Lab employees they're kidnapped by the Venture Brother monarchs because they want to find the humans' mother box. So Steppenwolf attacks like this drain pipe system to achieve the mother box from the Aquaman people. So Aquaman joins in and starts fighting with them. So I like how this movie did a really good job of bringing the squad together, or the Justice League together. For a movie that really doesn't have any, like, solo movies for The Flash or Cyborg, like I said, they did a really good job. I like how the emotional weight was given to, especially Cyborg, because I feel like he was kind of an undeveloped character. But in this, he's basically the heart of the movie. He's just kind of the guy you want to root for. Also, by the way, I like how this movie shot in like a 5:4 ratio. I've never seen an action movie like this. I don't think I've seen any movie like this. Like, the closest thing I've seen to this was the old Doctor Who episodes from the 70s, but I've never seen like a big budget action movie looking like this. And it actually works for the movie because it gives its own artistic flair. Anyway, J.K. Simmons is in this movie, which is pretty cool, and he plays Commissioner Gordon, and he leads them to Steppenwolf's army in this abandoned facility underneath Gotham Harbor. And the group is able to rescue all the Star Lab employees, but the facility is flooded because of the big fight scene, so they're all trapped underneath until Aquaman shows up and he uses his water bending to help them escape. And Cyborg gets the last mother box, which he hid for the group to analyze and stuff, and he reveals that he was brought back to life by the mother box because his dad used it to rebuild his body after the car accident, and that the mother boxes could bring back Superman to life, which is good because, like, if you don't have Superman on your team, you'll never be able to fight Steppenwolf. So the Flash and Cyborg exhume Superman's body, and they bring him back to life in this big thing, like this Santolan episode of Doctor Who. It was kind of freaky, and Superman comes back to life, but he lost his memory, and he's all confused, and he starts beating the shit out of everybody, which kind of proves that, like, all the other Justice League people are pretty cool, but they're no match for Superman. Because he does this because Cyborg's automated weapons thing starts attacking him for some reason because he senses danger or something. But Lois Lane, played by the wonderful Amy Adams, she finds Superman and kind of calms him down and brings his memory back. And they go to Smallville, and he reunites with his mother, Martha. Where's Martha? That one, played by Diane Lane, who also does a really good job in this movie. I like how these movies actually reference the mom after like the first 20 minutes. Like how the Christopher Reeves movie, or even the George Reeves TV show, they have the mom in it for like a little bit, but then she just disappears and is never mentioned again. Yeah, this movie doesn't do that. It actually like remembers that she exists. And this is probably my favorite scenes in the movie with Henry Cavill Superman because he actually acts like a human being, you know? And I don't know, I love the scenes earlier when Amy Adams was in grieving. Like, they were just really good scenes. And when Martian Manhunter was pretending to be Martha, that was a little weird. I didn't really know what the point of that was, but I don't know. I thought Diane Lane did a good job. So Steppenwolf attacks Star Labs and gets the last mother box. Though Cyborg's dad is able to supercharge the box with the laser heat, and he kind of like sacrifices himself in the process. So Cyborg's able to find out where the location is by tracing the heat. And without Superman, because he's busy being with Amy Adams, I don't blame him. The other five, travel to Steppenwolf wants to unite the three Infinity Stone mother boxes. And the team fights their way through the moths to reach the mother boxes, but they can't distract Steppenwolf enough for the stone for Cyborg to separate them. And Superman arrives because he's done banging Amy Adams. It's okay, I don't blame you. And he overpowers Steppenwolf, but the boxes form to the this unity and causes a big explosion. And the Flash comes and he has the speed, force powers, so he's able to reverse time, which allows Superman and Cyborg to separate the mother boxes. And the heroes kill Steppenwolf. His head gets chopped off. It's really, it's really graphic. And they toss his body into this portal, and the portal closes. And Darkseid is there, and he tells his minion that like he'll come back to Earth to complete his quest, and he'll find this anti-life equation and take over the universe. Except that's not gonna happen because this movie's not getting a sequel. Thanks, Warner Brothers. So after the big battle scene, Batman and Wonder Woman, who's awesome in this movie by the way, and Alfred, they agree to set up the Justice League base, the headquarters, you know. Whereas I'm kind of disappointed it's not in space like the cartoon. That was really cool. But anyway, they start the Justice League, and Wonder Woman leaves to go off helping the Amazons, and the Flash works at the Central City Police Department, and Cyborg decides to become a superhero and uses his abilities to good, but he's also really upset about his father's death. And Aquaman says goodbye to fucking Amber Heard. The only part about this movie I don't like, I hate Amber Heard. He says goodbye to her, and he says goodbye to William Dafoe, who was in this movie. He's actually pretty good. And he goes off to see his human dad. And Superman becomes Clark Kent again, and he's also Superman. Now I'm wondering, like, is anybody else gonna notice that both Superman and Clark Kent come back to life at the same time? You know, how's he able to resume his normal job if Superman and Clark Kent all both died at the same time and came back to life at the same time? That's something I'm wondering, you know? So you think that's the end of the movie, right? Nice way to end things off in an emotionally satisfying arc. Nope, nope, nope. There's a 20-minute epilogue, and I have a lot to talk about here. So we see Lex Luthor, played by Jesse Eisenberg, who I just can't buy as Lex Luthor. He just doesn't play good Lex Luthor. He acts like the Joker, if anything, or the Riddler, but not Lex Luthor. Well, he escapes from Arkham and is visited by Slade Wilson, and Luthor tells him who Batman's secret identity is. Spoilers. It's Bruce Wayne. So is that going to be the teaser for the next movie? Nope. There's still like an epilogue to the epilogue. So we cut to see this apocalyptic future that's been kind of hinted at throughout the movie. And Batman's there, and Cyborg's there, and the Flash is there, and fucking Amber Heard is there, and Wilson's there, and the Joker, played by Jared Leto's there, and he looks a lot better in this than he is in Suicide Squad. And there's an evil Superman. So the Joker's like, listen, you gotta team up with me if you wanna kill Superman, or stop Superman, or whatever. And we're like, what the fuck is going on here? And apparently Harley Quinn's dead now, and it's all crazy. It's no context. I'm so confused. I feel like I'm watching a David Lynch movie, and then bam, Bruce Wayne wakes up, and it was just a dream. It was insane. And then fucking Molten Manhunter comes out of his window, and he's like, hey, listen, thanks for assembling the team. I'm gonna join the team now because we gotta stop Darkseid. And then he just kind of fucks off, and the movie's over. But we get this like cinematically beautiful shot of him flying away, and the end credits. We get to hear this. really, really good cover of Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen. I think it's performed by Alison Crow. And it plays over the credits. It's really emotional because it says for Autumn, who was Zack Snyder's daughter who committed suicide. And I don't know, it's just really sad, but in some way it makes me glad because I'm really happy that he was able to finish the movie. This was Zack Snyder's passion project. You know, say what you want about him and his movies, but he doesn't like to make commercialized um, popcorn flicks. You know, his movies are more alt films than superhero films. And Warner Brothers didn't like that because, like I said earlier, Warner Brothers just wanted to be the next Marvel Studios. Now, I love Marvel Studios. Like I said, they're like my favorite movie series right now. But you can't just copy them. You know, you can't just take creative control over your directors and writers and producers and everything. Just leave it up to them to make a good movie. Have faith in your directors. But obviously, you know, we're not going to get a Justice League 2. We're not going to know what happens unless we read like what Zack Snyder said about it, but that's kind of lame. And we're just left with this as our ending. You know, it sucks. It's like when Firefly got canceled. Actually, no, it isn't, because at least Firefly got a movie to finish it off. This is like when the Venture Brothers got canceled. We never know what happens. And that's really sad, but at least we got this, you know? At least we got this movie, and I'm just happy that he got to make the movie he wanted to make, which is probably why I like this movie so much. Because it shows, you know, it's just accumulation of this man's dream and vision. So, you know, what a great movie. I'm gonna give this movie a B. Probably the only things I didn't like about it were the CGI was kind of dodgy, you know, and it was a little long, but I'm able to forgive that because they were able to delve deep into the characters, you know, and the backstories of the people who didn't get solo movies. A bunch of emotional weight carried. I really like the performances of Ben Affleck and Gal Gadot and the man who played Cyborg. I can't remember his name. Sorry about that. Everybody in the cast did a really good job, you know? So yeah, it's on HBO Max. I mean, I already spoiled the shit out of it, but if you want to watch it anyway now, go ahead and do it. I might want to watch this movie again. I don't know when I'd find a time for it though. It's so long. I hope everybody out there has a nice day, and let me know what you thought of this video, of this movie. Peace.